Christians need the church family and to be in relationship with one another. I want to share a few personal experiences of this and how it was essential in my life. And a later experience after I became a believer and in the beginning of my ministry in the church, in pastoral ministry, there was a much older Christian brother. He's a retired age at that point. Came up to me after church service and said to me just almost in passing, and we were quite close. We're family friends, and he said to me, "James, I've been praying for you. I've been thinking about your ministry, and I feel that the Lord wants me to give a word for you, like a prophetic word." Now, you got to understand that this Christian brother is influenced heavily by the Puritans, heavily theological, heavily Bible-centered, and he does not. I don't recall him ever giving a word of prophecy to anyone. But in that morning, he said, I've been praying for you, and I feel like the Lord has a word for you. And I said, okay, what is it? Like, share with me. And he said that, James, the Lord wants to tell you that he wants you to not do a gentleman's ministry. And then he kind of left it at that because it was very busy that Sunday. And I continued on with my day, and I was thinking and praying about it because I am not a cessationist. So I believe that these miraculous or super extraordinary gifts do exist. I wasn't against it, but I was also wary of it because of the abuses, unfortunately, or the mishandling of some of these gifts, like the prophetic gifts and whatnot. So I was thinking about it and praying, and then a few days later, I had to call him. And I called this brother and I said, okay, you share with me on Sunday that you had a word from the Lord for me that I'm not to do a gentleman's ministry. What did you mean? And he explained, he said, no, he said that a gentleman's ministry is a ministry that looks really pristine and you speak in the right way. You don't offend anybody. It's very professional. You run a program. But instead, as I was praying for you, I feel that the Lord wants you to dig deep into the word, like in the tradition of the Puritans, in deep exegesis and deep truths of God's word. And I was really, that to this day, obviously, I still remember it. And it has really pressed this conviction of how my ministry should be centered not on charisma, nor on professionalism or eloquence or just doing things in a way that doesn't offend anybody, but centered on God's word. Actually, that may be, in fact, now that I think about it, one of the contributions of why recently at my church, I had preached through the book of Amos, a very difficult minor prophet book, a book full of judgment and only had redemption. We just finished actually on this past Sunday, the book of Amos, 9 chapters, and I preached, I guess, 11 sermons in it or something like that. I think I split 2 of the chapters. No, it was 10 sermons. I split chapter 5, but 10 sermons in the book of Amos, and it was a lot of judgment, very difficult to handle, how to understand the holiness of God, the judgment of God, yet in view of the redemption of the person and work of Jesus in the gospel. So, but I think with this brother, whose name is Thomas, when he shared this with me, I've never forgotten it.